What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. I'm sitting down with Justin again. We're doing a Dragon Ball Super video. Justin, what's going on, man?
Dude, that episode was hype, and I'm glad that we are here and ready to talk about what this means for the future of Dragon Ball Super.
Yes, that episode was really awesome. We're, of course, talking about episode 81, the newest episode in the Tournament of Power arc. But there's no Dragon Ball Super this weekend. So because of some, I believe it's literally a women's march or something to that effect, that's what's going on over there. So there's no Dragon Ball the weekend of the 11th or the 12th. But that gives us plenty of time to kind of dive into some of the things that were said in episode 81. And the focus of this video is going to be on the rules of the Tournament of Power. The exact rules were laid out there by the High Priest. So Justin, hit me with them rules, bro.
We got the rules of the Tournament of Power, and they're pretty nuts. Not really like anything we've seen from a tournament like this before. Let me just scroll down here to get to them. So it's going to be a survival match where victory is gained by knocking opponents off the ring. I'm reading this from the Dragon Ball Wiki. The use of weapons, killing opponents, and using flight is prohibited in the tournament.
Very interesting.
The time limit for this match will be 100 talks, which I believe we said is somewhere around like 42 minutes Earth time.
Yeah, I believe it was 48 minutes on the Crunchyroll subtitles.
Yeah, when Whis exclaims this may be too long for the matches, Grand Peace further announces that since the ring will also be huge, the tournament will have 80 participants from the 8 universes, and they will all participate in the ring at once.
Yes, so
one round.
Very interesting stuff here. So let's just kind of put it out there because there were some mistranslations when the episode first happened. People were very confused at, different possible ways to translate what was said. This is the bottom line. There's a huge frickin' ring, and all 80 fighters are going to be Battle Royale style all at once. Now, you do not lose personally. As a person, you are not eliminated from the match unless you are thrown over the side of the ring. So even if you get knocked out, but you're still on the ring, like if your team manages to keep your body on the ring, you're technically still participating in the match. So a battle royale with 80 people fighting at once on a giant stage. I mean, that is absurd. That's really crazy. I don't think anybody anticipated that this was going to be the way that the match was going on. I remember looking at some of the early promotional stuff, and you can see different fights happening at one time. But I just figured they would just be doing that to save on time, and that's there would be different matches going on at once. No, it's all one match, which is crazy. I mean, Justin, what are just right off the top? What are the thoughts that you have about this?
Well, this solves our whole, is this arc going to go on until we're 80 problem.
True.
We're not going to have to worry about that. There's so much potential here. Like, we've seen World Tournament arcs before in Dragon Ball history, and, we're going to be seeing some rad team-ups in these fights.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the thing that really, I think, is super interesting, and they even talk about it in the episode, is what does this mean for the team itself, right? So originally the thought was, well, if this is just a Budokai style tournament, I mean, we've got the strongest dudes. We just have the strongest dudes. As long as you have Goku, you just have the strongest dudes. It doesn't matter. We'll just win. Now strategy takes a huge level up as far as this tournament is concerned. If you don't have strategy on this 80-man battle royale, I think you lose, especially considering that there's no flight.
Absolutely, but we got our 3 golden boys of strategy on the Universe 7 team. We got Piccolo,
yes.
We got Gohan, and we got Master Roshi.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty wild, actually. It means, at least in my mind, that their stock goes up for the tournament. And Goku even says as much. He's like, that's okay, we've got Gohan. You know what I mean? When they're explaining the tournament rules. So, yeah, I mean, those are your 3 picks. You think those guys are going to be way more impactful as fighters and way more impactful as strategists in the tournament than the other people?
Yeah, I mean, I still think we're going to be seeing them fight at least a little bit each. I mean, we have that part in the promo where Roshi takes off his glasses and you know shit's about to go down. But yeah, it is going to be very, very interesting to see how they construct these matches. And maybe, you know, we're going to be seeing, you know, some fighters going in with, like, a coach assigned to different groups to, you know, help coach them, help tell them about the opponent's powers, and so they can figure out a good way to counter them. And I really think the addition of the rule of no flight is really, really interesting, because it's going to ground a lot of these fights more than we've seen since the Saiyan saga.
Yeah, it seems so odd. I'm not sure how they're going to handle it exactly, because, I mean, it's just such a Dragon Ball thing to just start fighting and be in the air a little bit, you know what I mean? So I find that that's going to be pretty interesting. I wonder if there will be some kind of, like, magic or god power used to just literally eliminate everybody's ability to fly, or, like, if you fly, you get penalized or whatever. So
maybe we'll get a Suicide Squad moment where someone tries to just jump off the ground immediately and then they just get blown up by a god of destruction.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. I don't know if that'll happen or not. But yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. Like you said, we've never really seen anything like it. It's going to truncate the arc, that's for damn sure. It's pretty odd, and, you know, expect the unexpected with this arc, I think, is the bottom line. Very, very cool stuff. So let's talk about the gang up potential. This is something we wanted to touch on. Goku was a huge a-hole in episode 81. We're not going to go too much into the episode, but let's just say he was a huge a-hole, more or less said to all the other universes that are watching, yo, bring your best homies, it don't matter. And it put a big target on his back, and so Justin, you and I talked about this a little bit before, but we think that there's potential here that there will be a gang up, that you might have 10 versus 70 almost.
Oh yeah, definitely. When they call out Goku for, you know, you're the bad guy that did all this, and he's like, oh, I get to be the villain this time? Well, that's interesting. I'm totally okay with that. Yeah,
which was a whole other thing that we could go into, because honestly, that kind of bothered me. Like, to be completely frank, it just bothered me how careless he had been, because it was something they would kind of like, they were like, oh, maybe it's his fault, maybe it's not really his fault, you know, the narrative wasn't clear, and then this, yeah, we don't want to go into the spoilers for 81, but basically it gets laid out there, like, someone's like, dude, no more just letting this guy get away with this is absurd, and Goku's reaction was more or less like, whatever, you know. So let's talk about the gang up option. So it's not only that, like, if it was just an 80-person battle royale, that would be crazy. But it seems as though it is going to be literally Universe 7 versus a lot of other people, that they're all going to be coming for them, more or less. So obviously that creates, you know, the need for strategy even more. So what do you think about that gang up potential? Like, do you think it's going to be a straight 10 versus 70? Do you think that some of these other universes will fight each other? Or how do you see this playing out?
I'm going to be honest, I see some sympathy towards Universe 7 coming from Universe 6. I don't think Universe 6 is going to be as much of a direct antagonist as we think they're going to be, and we might even see some instances of a sweet team-up between Vegeta and Kappa.
Yeah, that could be cool. No, that could definitely be cool. I don't know, I really get the feeling that they're, I guess just for the sake of, you know, the show and it being believable, at least to some degree, they probably won't literally have all the other fighters just focus on our universe. That probably won't happen. But I do think you're going to see a huge amount of them all with the focus on Universe 7. So I don't know. I really do think there's going to be gang up potential, and I think that it's going to more or less change things. You know, I really, in my head when I was thinking about this, I was really getting an Avengers kind of feel, because, like, you got the big guns, right? You got Vegeta, you got Goku, you got Majin Buu, you got big guns. So it's going to be about, like, well, where do you put your big guns? What's their focus? Because Goku can't fight everybody. Like, he just cannot fight, especially if some of these fighters are as strong as we think they're going to be.
No matter how much he wants to fight everybody.
Yeah, at the same time, he just cannot fight everybody at the same time. So, yeah, the gang up, going to be very, very cool. But before we wrap, do you have any last thoughts? What do you think it's going to mean? Do you have any predictions for how it's going to go down?
I'm just super excited to see some groups of people fighting together that I haven't thought fighting together in a long time. We know we're going to get an Android 18, Android 17 team up again. Maybe they'll do their, like, sweet sadistic dance ultimate attack that's going to feature in, like, every single Dragon Ball game. I would love to see that. I would like to see a return to form of Turtle School as a team, getting Goku, cool. Krillin, and Master Roshi going in on someone. And I'd especially like to see another team up between Gohan and Piccolo. You know, yeah. Gohan's real dad. Gohan and his real dad.
Yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. I agree. That's actually a really cool aspect I didn't really think about. The team-ups could be dope, you know what I mean? I want to see Majin Buu messing around, hanging out with, like, Krillin or, you know, hanging out with Roshi. I think that could be really cool, too. I mean, Buu is so strong. We saw it. This was what's cool about the preliminary fight. We got to see that Buu's no slouch. That's going to be really important. That's going to be cool. But yeah, guys, we just wanted to do this little video talk about the rules of the tournament. There's a lot of confusion, misinformation out there, so these are the official rules. These are our thoughts, but let us know in the comment section. What are your thoughts? What do you think about this? Do you think it's going to be incredible? Are you kind of disappointed that it's probably going to shorten the arc? Let us know those and any other thoughts that you may have about it. And like we said, there is no Dragon Ball Super this week, so we will wait until next week to do our proper preview for the episode, but we're going to crank out a couple Dragon Ball videos to give you guys some stuff to mull over in the meantime. As always, hit that like button. Use a Kamehameha and hit that like button with it, because it really helps the channel out. And if you have not subscribed yet, you should definitely do that as well. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and nerdy day. See you!
Catch you later.